Hello and welcome to the Super Saturday debate here on CNN News 18 with me, Ayushman Singh Jomwal. Breaking news coming in over the Liquorgate storm that has gripped the national capital. CNN News 18 has accessed Manish Sisodia's remand order now. As per the order, Sisodia will be confronted with two witnesses who can't be named at this stage. The court also notes one file pertaining to a cabinet note is missing, for which further custodial interrogation of the accused is necessary. That's the big piece of breaking news that's coming in. I'm joined by my colleague Ananya Bhatnagar he's joining us live on the bulletin. Ananya, give us the details.
Well, this remand order, which goes into 3 pages, unlike the last one, which went into 9 pages, has clearly stated that 2 more witnesses have to be confronted with Mr. Manish Sisodia, and these witnesses are so crucial in nature for this particular investigation that they cannot be named at this particular point of time in the open. Though the names of these witnesses have been conveyed to the judge via the case diary, apart from that, a very, very clear indication, and if you remember that it was also hinted at the hearing today, was that one file pertaining to the cabinet note with regards to this particular excise policy is actually missing, and that has to be recovered, is what the Central Bureau of Investigation has stated. And the court has accepted this fact that this is a very, very crucial piece of document that needs to be, confronted, has to be found out and has to be recovered. And the Central Bureau of Investigation today also claimed before the court's law that, Manish Sisodia has remained non-cooperative. He is not divulging the facts that are into his personal knowledge. But at the same point of time, Sisodia's lawyers constantly urged the court that no further police custody remand of the accused person, Mr. Sisodia, should be granted because, no more further custodial interrogation is needed. However, the court took a view that 2 more days of police custody remand is necessary and has now been granted. The remand order accessed by CNN News 18 clearly points out that certain key witnesses, important witnesses into this particular case, have to be examined. Now, also, what has been told by the Central Bureau of Investigation to the court is that during these 5 days of police custody remand, which Sisodia was in till today, he was confronted.
Right, we'll try to reconnect with Ananya over there, but that's the big piece of breaking news that's coming in. We've accessed Manish Sisodia's remand order saying he will be confronted by 2 witnesses. Also, the court has cited the fact that there is one file related to a cabinet note that is missing. So despite the allegations from the Aam Aadmi Party that there is a conspiracy underway against Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party is not getting any legal relief. So that war of words between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party will only escalate. But shifting focus to the Bribegate storm in Karnataka right ahead of the state elections.
भाजपा का सिद्धांती लंचा 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 बन गया है.
ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಲುವೇನಿದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದರ ಏನೇನು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಹಣ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಲೋಕಾಯುಕ್ತರ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿದೆ.
After BJP MLA Virupakshapa's son Prashant Kumar was caught by Lokayukta officers accepting a bribe of 40 lakh rupees, the Congress has now trained its guns at the BJP right ahead of the state elections, demanding the resignation of Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai. The Congress party staged a massive protest against the BJP government in the state. The protest was headed by Karnataka Congress Chief D.K. Shivakumar and Randeep Surjewala. The Congress also put up posters against BJP and Virupakshapa demanding his arrest. Remember, over 8 crore was seized from the office of the BJP MLA and his son's home. Virupakshapa also served as the chairman of a state PSU and is currently absconding. His son is in custody. So far, Virupakshapa has resigned as the chairman of the state-run PSU, but continues to serve as an MLA and a member of the BJP. This charged political fight comes right ahead of the Karnataka elections. Will it hurt the BJP's chances to retain power? I'm joined by Dr. Sudha Halkai, BJP spokesperson, as well as Lavanya Balal, Congress spokesperson, as well as Suman C. Raman, political analyst, on the debate this evening. Thank you everyone for joining us here on CNN News 18. Dr. Sudha Halkai, my first question to you, where is Mr. Virupakshapa?
Virupakshappa, I'll tell you, as our Honorable Prime Minister has said that na khaunga, na khane dunga, we are going very well with his words of tracing, tracking, and terminating or targeting the culprit, whoever it is. Let it be, it might be one of our MLAs. So there is no question that we are safeguarding them. Unlike the Congress people, we are not covered enough to completely assassinate the Lokayukta, how they have done in 2015. We are the one who got the reconstitution of the Lokayukta. And let me tell you, when they wanted to come up with a ACB, the High Court has given the verdict that very clearly it has given the verdict that the constitution of the ACB by the the constitution of the ACB is very clearly that the Congress wants to protect or they want to shield.
My simple question was, where is the
Congress,
MLA? Do you know or you don't know where the MLA is?
Of course, we don't know where is the MLA. The investigation is going on and the officials are definitely...
You expect the people of Karnataka to believe that a two-time MLA of the BJP, you have no idea where he is?
The officials, I told you, the officials are taking care of him. I'll tell you very clearly, see, 27 lakh crores have been deposited to the beneficiaries of the India through the digital
what does that have to do with this? What does that have to do with this?
Mr. Virupakshappa.
Miss Halka, this has nothing to do. The DBT, I agree with you, the DBT policy has been a big success, but what does that have to do with Mr. Virupakshappa? At the same time, I'll ask you another question at the end of the day. You're saying that you have no idea where this...
You asked me something. No, yeah, this is because of our national leaders, whatever they have said, whatever they have preached.
My other question is that Mr. Virupakshappa is still an MLA. He's still a member of your party. He's only resigned as the chairman of that state PSU. He also said in his letter to the Chief Minister, there is some conspiracy against my family. Do you agree with that?
See, I told you with the due course of time, the law of the land will take its action, and very well our national leaders and the state leaders are behind the case, and definitely justice will be done. It will not be denied.
Right. I want to get Lavanya Bilal in on this debate as well. Ms. Bilal, do you feel that this corruption goes all the way to the top?
Absolutely. The Congress government and the civil societies in Karnataka for the last 3.5 years have been talking about the 40% Commission Sarkar that is functioning in Karnataka under the leadership of the current CM, Mr. Bommai, right now. And earlier it was Mr. Yediyurappa. Now the 40 lakhs that was, found in his office, and then of course 8 crores that was found. When the BJP spokesperson is saying they are not aware of where is the MLA who is absconding, and when they are saying the MLA is absconding and is not to be found, it also throws light on how pathetic the law and order situation is in Karnataka. An MLA is not a normal man, and every police officer will be aware of the movements of the MLAs and the ministers in the state. If they are saying you do not know where an MLA of the state is, and that to a man who is right now wanted for inquiry, then it shows what pathetic situation the law and order in the state is. See, there are multiple scams that have been going on in Karnataka, and multiple times contractors and everybody has about corruption, but BJP has always asked us to give the proof. Now that there is a proof, will they go into the inquiry of the Ganga Yojana scam or the teachers a hiring scam, a lot of scams, PSI scam, a lot of that. I can give you about 12 scams that have happened in the last 3 years. Will they go and check that? I don't know. And the question is, what was Mr. Bommai doing? Because the industries department comes under his supervision. What is Mr. Nirani doing, the industries minister? Why aren't they responding? Why haven't they resigned? Isn't it time for them to resign?
Absolutely. This has opened a complete Pandora's box when it comes to the allegations against the BJP. Sumansi Raman, I wanted to bring you in on this. Now, the one kryptonite from an election standpoint that the Congress had was corruption ever since the UPA 2 era. Now that seems to have stung the BJP in the state of Karnataka. Do you see some hesitation from the BJP side, especially in an election year, to get ahead of this crisis?
No, first of all, I'm still trying to figure out what prompted the Lokayukta to carry out this raid. Now, that is something, is it part of some internal battle, which is going on?
So you think this could be an internal hit job within the BJP?
No, look, for the last 8 years, leaders of the BJP in most states have enjoyed some kind of divine immunity. There have hardly been any raids on BJP leaders in any state from any law enforcement agency. So I think that, that itself is a surprise that this happened. And with somebody who's been caught red-handed, Mr. Virupakshappa is named in the FIR as an accused. So where is he? I think it's it's sort of counterproductive for the BJP to say that they don't know where he is or the police are looking for him and all that. Look, these things are known. This man is not some fugitive in a jungle. He is a member of the Legislative Assembly.
Absolutely.
So clearly his whereabouts would be known to the state police. And obviously for some reason they are delaying, taking him into custody, probably giving him time to consult with his lawyers, maybe time to apply for anticipatory bail. I don't know what it is, but these are the usual tactics that are seen in many such cases. And today we see Mr. Arvind Kejriwal having a pot shot, saying that, without a money trail, Manish Sisodia is in jail, is in custody now. And here is a clear-cut case of 8.12 crore of cash, seized, 40 lakhs caught here, and the man is free. So clearly the BJP, the government in Karnataka will have to answer these questions. With an election coming up in, less than 3 months' time, it looks awful for the Bommai government to be seen to be pussyfooting on this particular issue and not acting decisively.
But Sumansi Raman, from the perspective of the voter, I want to get your take on this. Because whenever a corruption charge is leveled against a government and you have this kind of evidence where someone is caught red-handed accepting a bribe, what tends to happen in the political narrative is that every problem in the state, from infrastructure to some other problem when it comes to some government policy, it all gets linked to corruption. In the political narrative, do you think BJP's image, which was clean under the aegis of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has been delivered a serious blow in Karnataka?
No, I don't think the image was clean. Just because scams have not been brought out by the media, which, look, a lot of the scams in the UPA era were unearthed by the media. And the media went into mute mode since 2014. So I don't think people believe the electoral bonds. I don't for a moment believe that anyone thinks that the electoral bonds are all above board. And the court is dragging its feet on giving a verdict on that particular issue. So I think that I don't think that people believe that, the BJP is pure as white snow. They know that there is corruption. And in Karnataka, you have this, you had the Congress which had the Pay CM campaign, which they ran some time ago, and now this 40% Sarkar, So I think that there is no great image of a completely clean government. I don't think that exists. But the point is, people were still willing to vote for the BJP despite all of this.
Despite all
I think
of that, right.
Now that this has started to come out in the open with cash seizures and all that, that may sort of, impact their electoral chances as well.
Right. Dr. Halkai, would you say that you've just given more ammunition to the Congress? It started with the Pay CM campaign, then the 40% commission jibe against your government. Have you given more ammunition to the Congress party to take you down? Because I'll say this, when it comes to the electoral fight, even on the national level, the fact that there was no corruption taint on the BJP was one of its biggest strengths. Now what's happened in Karnataka?
Today also it is the biggest strength. I'll tell you, today also it is the biggest strength because we have given a free hand to the Lokayukta. It is, I'll tell you, Congress is one Gangotri of corruption. They have got thousands and hundreds of crores of scandals against them. Take it Robert Vadra ji, take it Sonia ji, and take it Rahul ji. It is not like our party. They are all our own BAME. So they cannot just put the allegation, and Congress doesn't have the authenticity to talk about Lokayukta. When they have assassinated it, what rights do they have about talking about Lokayukta?
But at the same time, your two-time MLA is missing. His son was caught with cash. Ma'am, these are serious charges against the party.
We are not favoring. It is a very shameful act for the party, to my party, where I told you our national leaders are working day and night to just for zero tolerance of corruption. I know somebody else, some MLAs are doing all this nonsense over here. We don't accept it. But at the same time, we should really appreciate what our government, our Honorable Chief Minister has taken the stand to track and trace these people. So please don't put that allegation on the BJP, unlike the Congress people.
Right. Lavanya Balal, that charge coming in from the BJP, you have no locus standi to talk about corruption. Your reaction?
Definitely they don't have.
Yeah, I would
especially
like
about Lokayukta.
BJP's accusation of the Lokayukta. January first week, I think Madam is not aware of what Mr. Bommai's lawyer has told in the Honorable High Court of Karnataka. He said neither anything was taken away from Lokayukta, nor has the government diluted the Karnataka Lokayukta Act by setting up of the ACB with effect from March 14, 2016. Ma'am, it is your own lawyer, it is your government's, BJP government's lawyer who said this in the High Court of Karnataka. I think it will put your mind to rest about how Lokayukta has been diluted.
Fine. In that case, I'll put some points of the court. That is the para 175 from writ petition of 19386 from the High Court. It has told very clearly that the Congress government has come up with ACB to protect their corrupt officials, their politicians and their leaders, and to safeguard them from the watch eyes of the Lokayukta and safeguard their persons from the prosecution.
Agreed.
What do you say about this? This
You're
is not given by
saying that
BJP
the
or
Congress
anybody.
has. You're saying that the Congress has no locus standi to talk about corruption, but to get ahead of this crisis, because let's face it, your government is facing a huge image crisis right ahead of the elections. Arresting this MLA,
nor we have stopped anybody to go with the next procedure.
But ma'am, the question will be asked: why is this MLA still an MLA? And secondly, why is he still a member of your party?
Do
you agree with the fact that he has said that this is a conspiracy against me?
See, whatever, everybody will justify their act, and I told you the law of the land gives rights to everybody. Our constitution gives the rights to everybody. The worst to worst criminal cases have also taken a long stand to give justice to them. Take it any rape cases or murder cases or anything. So in this also, we have given a free hand to the law of the land will take its own course of time, and the investigation officers will do their job. Why do we have to interfere with that? We have not stopped them, isn't it?
Right, you haven't stopped them,
but whatever the clarity and transparency of the BJP party is there from the national as well as from the state level.
But ma'am, my point is, he has only resigned as the chairman of chairman of a PSU. He's still an MLA. He's still a member of your party. Everyone will look at this case that this man is being protected by the government, which is why he's not in custody. The narrative will go that way. Sumansi Raman, you want to say something? Go ahead. Sumansi Raman, please. Sumansi Raman, please go ahead.
Interrogation. We will not take this allegation.
Madam, the longer the government takes to arrest this man, the more the loss of credibility will be there. But I think that since you have already decided to sort of abandon your chief minister, as it were, we see that the BJP High Command is again depending almost entirely now on Mr. Yediyurappa to run the campaign for the elections. And you seem to have abandoned your poor chief minister, believing that if you dump him, you can take away the charge.
We give him the highest respect. We give him the highest respect till the day he wants to work for the party.
But why not give some respect also to the chief minister? After all, he is the chief minister.
Definitely, we are giving. Definitely.
Absolutely. This continues to. I agree. I'm sorry. I'm running out of time. This continues to be an image crisis for the BJP. Dr. Halkai, Sumansi Raman. I don't think we should kind of get into a shouting match. Dr. Sudha Halkai, Lavanya Balal and Sumansi Raman, thank you for joining us on the debate. This war of words between the Congress and the BJP will only escalate because the BJP is facing a massive image crisis right ahead of the state elections. But let's shift focus at the Raisina Dialogue. Senior News 18 Managing Editor Zaka Jacob spoke to Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal on how India can be the fulcrum of the global economy. Piyush Goyal predicted that India will be a $47 trillion economy by 2047.
Today, finally, after years and years of the demand by Indian industry, our missions have got engaged with trade, with technology and with tourism. And I remember there was a time when I was in the private sector, we used to be so jealous of the other foreign business persons whose ambassadors and mission heads were merrily and happily supporting their industry through their trials and tribulations or problems. Whereas Indian missions thought it was not their job or were scared to even hold the hand or help anybody. We've changed that. We've now got the missions involved in this entire exercise. And I must compliment Prime Minister for his vision on this respect and Dr. Jaishankar for his leadership of the missions and the way he has encouraged all the foreign service officers to really be a part of this journey. Last year was, of course, a record. We crossed 650 billion of goods and services.
Yeah.
This year is in for an even bigger record.
So it's interesting you say that this year we are in for an even bigger record, because if you look at what's happening in the Western world, in the US, in Europe, not just because of the war, but the inflation story has still not been tamed, as it were. What gives you the confidence that you can top that 600 billion figure that you just mentioned?
Well, first of all, it's the figures available up to 28th of February which give me that confidence.
Okay.
So we've of course crossed last year's figure already.
Mm-hmm.
And we are well on track to give you, in the 75th year of independence, a number which will make 140 crore Indians very, very proud.
Give us a ballpark.
Well, I thought I gave a hint when I said 75th year of independence.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. So we're looking at the 750 range. He's not saying it, but I'm inferring from what he said. But tell me, Minister.
We'll be hopefully crossing $750 billion.
Wow. Can we have a round of applause? $750 billion of goods and services exported from India. Already the Prime Minister has set the $5 trillion target. We are now the 5th largest economy in the world, displacing Britain. And the estimates are before the end of the decade, we could displace Germany as the 4th largest. As Minister for Commerce and Industry and one of the critical ministers in this government, what is your own assessment? And Prime Minister has talked about this. The decade from 2020 to 2030 is India's make or break decade. At the end of this 10-year period, where will India be?
Well, first of all, let me correct a couple of things that he said.
Okay.
5 trillion truly was a target, is a target. We lost a couple of years in COVID.
True.
We came back in 22 to where we were in 20. But we'll get there soon enough. My own guess estimate is that we'll be there in the next 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
As regards becoming the 3rd largest economy by the end of the decade, again, my own estimates and borne out by other international data points and the growth story in different countries, particularly the two who are still ahead of us, number 3 and number 4. My sense is we'll get there even before the end of the decade, most likely by 27 as per the IMF, or at best 2028. We'll be the 3rd largest economy in the world, very, very clearly. The bigger story is in the foundation that we've laid for the next 25 years, the Amrit Kal, which the Prime Minister has defined as the period where we are going to take this country to greater heights. We are looking to become a developed economy by 2047. We are looking to become a prosperous country with inclusive growth across the country. Everybody, every citizen of India, every resident in India, having a good quality of life, having good opportunities in his life. And I say this with great confidence that in a business as usual case, extrapolating what we've done in the last 25, 30 years. 30 years ago we were under $300 billion.
Correct.
30 years ago, 280 or so.
Yeah.
Today, last year we were 3.5 trillion. That's about 11x, 11.5x.
Yeah.
My own sense is business as usual. By 2047 we'll be a $32 trillion economy. But given the decisive and inspirational leadership of Prime Minister Modi, given the fact that the nation today has come together as one with a sense of duty to achieve extraordinary results, my own senses will be, if not more than 40, at least a $40 trillion by 2047.
Wow, $40 trillion economy by 2047. That is more than what America is right now.
An ambitious growth mission from the Modi government. That's all we have to pack in on the show. Thank you for watching.